buyers.
The 45th Annual Zoar Harvest Festival opens Saturday and Sunday, July 28th and 29th at 10 a.m. and the fun continues for 2 days. More than 60 high-quality antique dealers from across the U.S. features juried artisans who specialize in folk art, furniture, and fine crafts. Antique car show, tours, food, wagon rides, and more will educate and entertain the entire family. So the Zoar Harvest Festival is a must. Saturday and Sunday, July 28th and 29th. Visit their website at historiczorvillage.com for details.
Live from the WHBC Broadcast Center. Find out more about area businesses, agencies, and events.
It's what's going on right now.
This is Spotlight on Stark County with Pam Cook and Gary Rivers.
It is Wednesday morning, July 25th, and yes, that means we have Spotlight on Stark County this morning, and as you can tell, if you watch on Facebook, it's not Gary Rivers' face in the screen. It is my face because Gary is on vacation and I'm going solo today, but that's okay. And, you know, this is a busy time for a lot of folks. So many different events happening around the area. And there's one in Zoar that we're going to fill you in about today that you definitely want to take some notes and remember exactly what's going on. But in studio with us this morning, we have Tammy Mackey-Schrum, who is the director of Zoar Village in Fort Lawrence. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So we were kind of talking off the air about how busy life is these days. I imagine getting ready for the Zoar Harvest Festival means that you're very, very busy as well.
Absolutely. There's a lot of little details that go into putting on a big festival like this. This is our biggest event that we have all year.
So talk a little about, first of all, what you do as the director.
Everything? Can I say that?
Yes, go ahead.
So we run two different sites. One is Historic Zoar Village and the other being Fort Lawrence. Historic Zoar Village consists of about 14 historic houses. And then Fort Lawrence is Revolutionary War era museum and fort. So it's just kind of everything that involves the day-to-day operations and kind of keeping the sites going and bringing in the public, everything from advertising to HR duties to kind of everything in between. I wear many, many hats.
And probably some period costumes at times as well,
occasionally,
right?
yes, yeah.
Okay, so, you know, we wanted you to come in and talk about the Harvest Festival, the Zoar Harvest Festival. That's this weekend? Is that this weekend?
It is, yes.
Yes. Wow. It's fast. I always, I know I used to live down in that area and always could like kind of set my clock by it. But tell me what's going to be happening there.
Yeah, we are now currently Ohio's fastest growing antique show. Last year we had one tent that was actually bigger than it had ever been before. And this year we've had so many antique dealers express interest that we had to add a whole second tent.
Oh, wow.
That's nearly as big as the first tent. So it's definitely growing. And we have a tent full of artisans as well who do kind of the old traditional crafts. There's some other crafters throughout the village. We have wagon rides. All of the buildings will be open with demonstrations going on in each of the buildings. So there's a lot going on.
So how do you get the artisans? I mean, what kind of things can people expect when they go into that tent?
The artisans, everything from like the old time floor cloths to tavern signs. There's basket weavers. There's someone that makes these little wooden Noah's Arks. There's someone that does hand paintings that end up being puzzles. I mean, so just kind of a little bit of everything, but a lot of it has that kind of folk Americana kind of a feel to it. Yeah.
And I would imagine that this is an important event for them too, because, you know, in a chance to showcase your stuff at Zoar Village, that's got to be good for them.
It is. And a lot of them will advertise in different magazines that they're going to be at Zoar. And they distribute amongst the antique tent and the artisans tent, they distribute thousands and thousands of postcards out to their regular clientele. We think last year between the antique tent, the artisan tent, what we sold, and then the crafters throughout the village, that there's probably about $500,000 of sales during the weekend.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
That's a lot for little tiny Zoar.
It sure is. Yes. That's fantastic. Wow. Yeah. So now, if people are interested in coming, obviously they're thinking parking, they're thinking food, they're thinking cost. What kinds of things should they know?
It's $9 for adults. Children 12 and under are free. We have parking at the top of the village and then at the bottom, but we have a shuttle that runs continuously that will drop you off at the antique tents or top or bottom, however you want to walk around. And then there are food vendors there, and they're local churches. So it kind of benefits and goes back to the community also when you buy your food.
Now, and for people who don't know, Zoar Village is right there on 212.
Correct, yeah.
Between 77 and State Route 800, basically. Yes. You can come down either way from Canton. Mm-hmm. If you want to travel either roadway, you can do that. Obviously, if you get to Bolivar exit, you go left on 212. Right. If you're coming down 800, you're going to go right on 212. Mm-hmm. See, I did live there.
You did, yes. Yeah.
I drove that many times. But so when people... It's going to stretch the entire village then, the entire village of Zoar?
Pretty much, yeah. And it's really, you talked about the ease of getting there, and it's only 15 or 20 minutes. Yeah. It's really not as far as what you think.
Right, right. It isn't as far, that's for sure. Now, even with inclement weather, I don't think we're going to have any. You should have a beautiful weekend. I was just reading the forecast, but it goes on rain or shine?
Yes, yeah, it will go on rain or shine, but it looks like it's going to be a gorgeous weekend.
Yeah. So, yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Fort Lawrence, just because maybe some folks aren't even aware where Fort Lawrence is and what that entails. Mm-hmm.
Same exit as Zoar, but this one's right outside of Bolivar, and Fort Lawrence was the only Revolutionary War fort that was ever built in what is today Ohio. Okay. So there's a small museum there. There's the fort outline. There's a nice park. It's one of the towpath trailheads for the Ohio Area Canal towpath. And then we have the original fort cemetery. And then there is a tomb of the unknown soldier at the fort as well.
Oh, wow. And how many visitors would you say Fort Lawrence gets a year? I mean, I would imagine that's a pretty historical thing for people.
It is, but it's small in visitation. So we're trying to get the word out there that there is this right in everybody's backyard. But
yeah. Very good. Well, if you are interested in heading down there, now Fort Lawrence, when you get off the exit, do you go to the right or to the left?
You'd go to the right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what I thought. And follow, there's signs. I know that there are signs that people can follow, so that would be easy. How long have you been doing the festival? How many years have you been doing the festival in Zoar?
Well, the Zoar Community Association, this is their 45th year doing the Harvest Festival.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I guess it's kind of like clockwork. They've got this thing down pat, I would imagine.
For the most part, yeah. Like I said, it keeps getting bigger and bigger, but yeah, the clock wheels still keep turning. So.
And if people want, is there a chance for people to still display things, or is that closed for this year? They'd have to do another time?
Yeah, this year's closed, but we can take applications for next year. So, yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, well, we've got more to tell you about, and we'll bring you up to date on all the different things that are happening at the Zoar Harvest Festival, the 45th annual, by the way. Stay tuned to Spotlight on Stark County.
It's Kenny and JT.
Gotta have speculation when you're dealing with something that has anything to do with Josh Gordon.
Do I stand behind him because he's cleaning all this up? The answer is yes. But like JT said, you got to look for somebody else right now.
You think he wants to stay away from the hard knock stuff where he feels the added pressure of them following him around everywhere he goes would be too much for him to handle?
I wouldn't doubt that. That's a great point.
It's Kenny and JT. Check it out weekdays between 3 and 7 on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Your Akron Rubber Ducks are home this afternoon at Canal Park against the Altoona Curve at 12:05. It's another Wellness Wednesday presented by Suma Health. Plus, it's the Akron Area YMCA Big Splash Day. Wear your water wings and prepare to get wet. Gates open at 11 a.m. and advanced seats start at just $5. Enjoy an afternoon of baseball in downtown Akron. For more information, call 855-97-QUACK. Akron Rubber Ducks Baseball. Affordable family fun.
Walgreens has good news for anyone managing diabetes. We've got your back. That's right. Walgreens pharmacists are here to consult with you in person and answer any questions you may have about new and existing medications. You can even get free advice from our trusted experts day and night at walgreens.com or the mobile app. Walgreens has all major brands of diabetes testing supplies like Accu-Check and Walgreens Trimetrix. That's not just good news, it's great news. Stop by and talk to your Walgreens pharmacist today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
The 45th Annual Zoar Harvest Festival opens Saturday and Sunday, July 28th and 29th at 10 a.m. and the fun continues for 2 days. More than 60 high-quality antique dealers from across the U.S. features juried artisans who specialize in folk art, furniture, and fine crafts. Antique car show, tours, food, wagon rides, and more will educate and entertain the entire family. So the Zoar Harvest Festival is a must. Saturday and Sunday, July 28th and 29th. Visit their website at historiczorvillage.com for details.
Now back to Spotlight with Pam and Gary.
And it is Wednesday, July 25th, and of course, that means Spotlight on Stark County. Gary has the day off today. Actually, Gary has the week off this week, so I'm here going solo. But a great conversation with Tammy Mackey Schrum, director of Zoar Village and Fort Lawrence, and a lot of good information. If you've never been down there, we were saying it's really easy to get to. And when you go south on 77, you feel like you're there in an instant, and that it's the Bolivar exit. You get off at 212. Fort Lawrence is to the right, and then Zoar Village is a couple of miles to the left once you get off the exit there. But a lot of different things going on, and as we said, it's the 45th annual Zoar Harvest Festival, and so many things have gone well for you that the expansion has come. You've added a second tent.
Yes.
But let's talk a little bit about the village itself, and people can take tours of the village while they're there, correct?
Yeah. During the Harvest Festival, all of the buildings will be open, which is a rare treat. Generally, when we're open, we try to get at least 6 open, but the fact that all of them are going to be open, including a blacksmith doing his demonstration, that's a rare treat that we have.
Tell us what the houses are. What people will see.
A lot of them are kind of trade houses. So we have the blacksmith shop, the tin shop, the bakery, the garden house. The sewing house will have weaving demonstrations. The Bymiller house, which is now a museum, like an art museum. The number 1 house, which has a nice introduction to Zoar. The town hall, which is a part canal museum, part Zoar museum. So really kind of a lot of the trade buildings are open.
Yeah, and that's a great history lesson for kids for sure.
It is, yes.
To be able to come down there. Now there's also going to be wagon rides, is that right?
Yes, we've had a wagon now for probably about 45 years. But we had a new team a couple years ago, and they've been fantastic. Big, beautiful horses. And then this year we actually added a living history element to the wagon, because before the wagon would just go around town. But we thought, why not point out some of the key buildings that you don't normally see on a tour? So there's going to be different characters from Zoar's history, different eras, like from the 1820s and then the 1860s, to talk about Zoar's involvement in the Civil War a little bit. And then we even have a kind of famous or infamous Zoar figure, depending on how you interpret the history, Alexander Gunn, who was a Cleveland industrialist that actually got to buy a cabin in Zoar, which was extremely rare. They actually let him live there.
Wow.
So he will be there. So
that's pretty cool. And again, that's the kind of thing that when kids learn history, but not only history, it's right here where they live, in the area where they live. That can be pretty darn cool.
I think so. And I think the living characters will help too, because it's not just, a lecture about Alexander Gunn. It's, hearing about him and his life, and, hearing from someone that helped dig the canal in the 1820s and talking about their life. So, and when people go there during any other time of year, you can see the houses. I mean, I used to drive through there all the time, and you see the houses and they're cool, but there's not all the time. They're not open all the time is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so we do Wednesday and Thursdays we have guided tours in Zoar, and then on the weekends we do self-guided, and then we try to have different interpreters, and we try to have as much hands-on as what we can, because I like learning with my hands and talking with my hands, obviously, but I think it's just really nice for other people to learn that way too, and I think it's going to stick with you if you have the milk buckets and you're acting like you were carrying milk from the dairy, or on a field trip.
Make
if you
the kids
get to do
work. That's what I say. Oh yeah, there we go. JD's showing us a picture of it right now. That's on your website, I would imagine, correct? Yeah.
On Facebook, probably. Yeah. But we have, different events that we do with the kids, and we have a bakery relay. And I think it's just that hands-on history is what we really like to, get out there.
He's also showed us a picture of the garden. That garden, I always loved driving by that garden. That's a beautiful place. It's a really, it's just set aside in time, for people who've never been there before.
It is, and the garden is set up exactly like the Separatists would have had it set up, and it is at it's peak season right now. The hibiscus are starting to bloom. Everything's tall. You feel like you can get lost in there, which really kind of shows the purpose that you can just sit and just kind of unwind and unplug, and just it's a really great space.
Yeah, that's awesome. So again, horse-drawn wagon rides, and as Tammy said, featuring living history characters. That'd be something fun. Now, there are some other events taking place while the festival is going on as well. Why don't you tell us about those?
Yeah, Saturday morning, the Zoar Village Volunteer Fire Department is going to be doing a pancake breakfast fundraiser, and they're actually one of the longest lasting volunteer fire departments in Ohio, and we think possibly the United States. They've been in action since the 1850s. So they're doing a fundraiser for the pancake breakfast. And even if you just wanted to come down for the breakfast, we'll let you in and then back out. And it is all you can eat for only $5, including the pancakes, sausage, drinks, all of that stuff. And then Sunday, we have a car show going on during the Harvest Festival. And that's a Canton club that does the car show down there.
Classic cars, I'd imagine,
yes,
right?
Classic, yeah. Not as classic as...
Not the wooden wheels, but
right,
classic,
yes.
yeah. Very good. And I'm looking on the list of some of the highlights as well, and I'm seeing a beer tent.
Oh, of course. It's Zoar. It's a German village. You have to have beer in the German village. Yes. So
very good. Well, and let's go back a little bit and talk about some of the artisans and the antique dealers that'll be there. I mean, you were saying it expanded and you moved into a second tent. Mm-hmm. What kind of things, if people are looking for something in particular, I mean, what kind of items are we talking about here?
The antiques are all high quality. Going through, you see quite a bit of furniture. A lot of it goes into that kind of early primitive American wares. But then even we had a booth last year that was actually quite popular that had a lot of the mid-century antiques. So there's a little bit of everything. A lot of it does tend to be kind of the early American stuff, but there's definitely a lot of good pieces and everything. I remember looking at some gorgeous needlework. There's old toys. I mean, just you name it, it's there, and it's all super high quality. The artisans, it's kind of the same thing. It's everything from baskets to paintings to, the oiled floor cloths. There's someone that does just nothing but duck decoys, Windsor chairs, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and mid-century, that's very popular right now. Very,
it is.
very
I think
popular.
That's the next big thing. Mm-hmm. And the building's perfect for that.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things to do, and you can just, tell our listeners again how much it costs and where they can park if they plan to come down.
It's only $9 for adults. Children 12 and under are free. And we'll have parking off of 5th Street, which is kind of before you get into Zoar, and then at the bottom on 1st Street at the end of Zoar. And there's a shuttle that runs all across the village. So even if you park kind of far away, the shuttle will take you where you need to go.
Oh, that's good. And there's, you were talking, there were food vendors, and so it's not like you're going to go there and go, oh, it's so hot and that kind of thing. You always find something.
Yeah, and it's going to be a beautiful weekend. The local food vendors will be there in their local churches, so that's kind of giving back to the community that way. And then there's the firehouse right in town, which has food, and then outside of town is the Canal Tavern, which is if you have your wristband, you can go to the Canal Tavern, enjoy lunch, and then get right back in. So.
Okay, well, that's good to know as well. So, is the road closed? Is 212, is that going to be closed when people are coming, while the festival's going on?
212 will be open.
Okay.
Every once in a while, you may have to stop on 212 to let the wagon or people through.
Okay.
But the side streets of Zoar are closed, but 212 will be open.
Okay. I just, I know a lot of people travel in that area, so as they head down, that's probably something that they should be aware of. Also, talk a little bit about, if you want to purchase some things, do you need to bring cash, or will they take a credit card, or how will that work?
I think most of the antique dealers and artisans will have credit cards to be able to swipe. I'd maybe, bring some cash or a checkbook just in case, maybe even for those bigger purchases. But I think most of them will take cards if you want.
And maybe cash for some food or whatever.
I think, the food vendors you'll need some cash for. Yeah.
Okay. And then what are the hours?
On Saturday, we go from 10 to 5, and then Sunday is 10 to 4.
All right. Very good. Well, we will be back. We're going to take a break, and we will be back to give you some more information. The 45th annual Zoar Harvest Festival coming up this weekend.
On your radio.
News Talk 1480.
On your computer.
WHBC.com.
And on demand.
To see what's going on in my backyard.
330-450-1480. Canton's Morning News with Pam Cook.
Ohio State football talk kicks off Wednesday night on your home of the Buckeyes. News Talk 1480 WHBC. It's the Ohio State season kickoff show.
We're going to have to make some decisions. Those decisions have not been made.
With Paul Keels, Jim Lachey, Skip Mossick, and more. Plus news from the Big Ten meetings in Chicago, and we'll hear from the head coach, Urban Meyer.
That's the perfect scenario.
The Ohio State season kickoff show Wednesday night at 7:05.
This is Coach Urban Meyer. Home with the Buckeyes is News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Message and data rates may apply.
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 150 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll learn the same degree as you would on campus from wherever you are on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. For information, text BOLD to 35517. Learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates and why 87% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. To learn more about ASU Online degrees, text BOLD to 35517. That's BOLD to 35517.
Is it time for new reading glasses? Go to Readers.com. Readers.com has more than 700 styles to choose from, in powers ranging from 1.0 to 7.0. Readers.com also has readers hard to find in stores, like bifocals, sun readers, and computer readers. Choose from hundreds of fashionable styles and colors for under $20. Go to Readers.com now and type in the coupon code DEAL at checkout, and you'll save up to 40% through this special offer. Order now, and we'll quickly deliver your readers right to your door. Plus, all of our readers are absolutely worry-free because they're backed by our 100% happiness guarantee. So save up to 40%, get convenient, fast delivery, and a 100% happiness guarantee. Go online to Readers.com to find your perfect pair of reading glasses for under $20. But don't miss this special offer to save up to 40%. Go to Readers.com now and enter the coupon code DEAL. Again, that's Readers.com. Coupon code DEAL.
There's still time to lose that weight you hid under bulky sweaters in the winter, so contact Denise at Physicians Weight Loss on Dressler Road and find out how you can get healthy and look great in summer dresses, shorts, and swimsuits. Free consultation is available now.
Calling all heroes. Put a smile on the face of a child in need. The 11th annual All Care Wish-a-thon begins August 9th. Help grant a wish. Details on WHBC.com.
Tired of lugging salt bags to the basement? Have Verndale's Water Center deliver and fill your salt tank for you.
Tap into Verndale's Water Center. Tap into Verndale's Water.
The 45th annual Zoar Harvest Festival opens Saturday and Sunday, July 28th and 29th at 10 a.m. and the fun continues for 2 days. More than 60 high-quality antique dealers from across the U.S. features juried artisans who specialize in folk art, furniture, and fine crafts. Antique car show, tours, food, wagon rides, and more will educate and entertain the entire family. So the Zoar Harvest Festival is a must. Saturday and Sunday, July 28th and 29th. Visit their website at historiczorvillage.com for details.
This is WHBC AM Canton. News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the News Talk 1480 WHBC newsroom, I'm Pam Cook. Well, she may have traded a car for crack cocaine. That's what police believe happened with a Canton Township woman. They also say she called police to report her car stolen. The man who had the car was pulled over by the Ohio Highway Patrol but ran away. Police say they are still investigating. And yet another food recall. Pepperidge Farm is voluntarily recalling 4 varieties of goldfish crackers because of fears they could potentially have salmonella. Company says one of its ingredient suppliers notified them that whey powder used in this seasoning could be contaminated. The goldfish recall covers Flavor Blasted Extra Cheddar, Flavor Blasted Sour Cream and Onion, Goldfish Baked with Whole Grain Extra Cheddar, and the Goldfish Mix Extra Cheddar and Pretzel. Company has posted a chart with the product codes on their website. Those products can be returned to the place of purchase and you'll get a refund. Well, there was only one winner in the monstrous Mega Millions jackpot.
Someone who bought a Mega Millions ticket at Ernie's Liquors in San Jose, California has over $500 million reasons to get really happy today. Only one winning ticket was sold, and that ticket's worth $522 million. If the winner goes for the single cash payout, it's about $308 million. That money, the result of the jackpot rolling over and over again, a total of 11 times since it was last won in Ohio back in May. If you missed out, the jackpot resets at its usual starting value of $40 million for next Friday's drawing. Jill Nato, Fox News.
Your next news at 10 o'clock. I'm Pam Cook.
Hall of Fame City weather.
Here's your AccuWeather.com forecast. A shower thunderstorm in the area today, along with sunny breaks. It'll be humid with a high of 84, and then by tonight, we start to clear out with a low of 64. Tomorrow's going to be nice with mostly sunny skies. It's going to be warm and muggy, a high of 86. A front will come through with a shower Friday morning, then it'll be partly sunny for the day and nice with a high of 80. I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
You're in the right place for everything WHBC. News, weather, and sports, personality blogs, and more. Log on to WHBC.com. Heat up this summer with neighbor-to-neighbor news. News from your neighborhood on News Talk 1480 WHBC. Live from the WHBC Broadcast Center. Find out more about area businesses, agencies, and events.
It's what's going on right now.
This is Spotlight on Stark County with Pam Cook and Gary Rivers.
And welcome back to Spotlight on Stark County on this Wednesday, July 25th. Pam Cook with you. Gary is on vacation this week, and we have in studio with us Tammy Mackey-Shrum, who is the director of Zoar Village and Fort Lawrence, and we've been talking about the Zoar Harvest Festival, which is taking place this weekend. But let's kind of start from the beginning. I want to tell people who are not aware exactly what Zoar Village and Fort Lawrence are.
Yeah, Zoar Village was founded in 1817. Last year we celebrated our bicentennial, and it was founded by a group of German separatists. They were coming to America because they were being persecuted for their religion back in Germany. So the Quakers actually helped them come to America. They went a couple years with everyone working on their own. They found they were having a hard time. So in 1819, they got together and voted to live communally. And they did so for 79 years, which is one of America's longest lasting communal or co-op settlements. Last year, it did become a National Historic Landmark. And a lot of the buildings are from the 1817s or the 1830s, and a lot of it is pristine and looks just like the separatists would have seen it. And then kind of on the other end of it, Fort Lawrence is the site of the only Revolutionary War fort that was ever built in what is today Ohio.
And before we get to the festival and that kind of thing, talk a little bit about maintaining Zoar Village and even Fort Lawrence for that matter. But you're talking about the buildings, and you're right. When you go by them, it's amazing what they look like. That must take a lot of work.
It does. It takes a lot of work, and well, it literally takes a village. Yeah, that was corny.
But
It's kind of a collaboration between private citizens, the Zoar Community Association, the Village of Zoar, and the Ohio History Connection. And together, the Ohio History Connection and the Zoar Community Association together preserve 14 of the buildings. And the rest of them are all privately owned. So between the private owners and the Village of Zoar, there's different restrictions put in place to keep the village looking as good as it does.
Yeah, and I would imagine that upkeep is a constant thing.
It is. It's a constant. And then, I mean, they're old. Like I said, some of the buildings are 1817. So, I mean, that's just a whole different thing of, upkeep and preservation. And now that it's a National Historic Landmark, the restrictions are even higher. But a couple years ago, there was threat of flooding Zoar. Yeah. And destroying the levee or letting it just go into disrepair. But they are since fixing the levee. The major repair work will be done in a few years. So Zoar will be saved, and it's a National Historic Landmark district, and everything's good going forward.
That's great. And for those of you who've never been there, that levee is right there in the village. I mean, it's right there in the village.
You can't miss it.
You can't miss it. Absolutely, you can't miss it. The golf course is not far from there either.
No, right across the levee. Yes.
Okay. See, I had kids that golfed, and we've spent a lot of time there, and it's such a beautiful place, and it does feel like a respite. When you kind of get out of the hustle bustle and drive down there, you feel like you go into a whole new world, basically.
You do, and it's so nice. The whole village just has this. You just stop and you just slow down, and you feel like you want to put the phone away other than to take pictures of the amazing buildings and the gardens. So it's just really a nice getaway, and it always has been. And even as early as the 1830s, as soon as the canal went in, visitors from Cleveland and Canton and different places came to Zoar as a refuge. And refuge is what Zoar actually means, and I think it lives up to its name.
And while we're talking about people visiting, of course, we'll mention the 45th annual Zoar Harvest Festival is this weekend. And do you get people from all over the state that come to visit and are there ready to check out what you have?
We do. A lot of the antique dealers and the artisans, they're from places like Arkansas, Michigan, Indiana, Maryland, all over the United States. But then a lot of people will also come out to visit the Harvest Festival, and just Zoar in general. We've had visitors from Germany and all over, but especially the Harvest Festival, because it really is one of the better antique shows in the country. So, or at least, the eastern half. So it's really nice. And people come from all over just to kind of peruse what we have and get there early, because there's usually a line around the block Saturday morning.
Yeah. Tammy was saying off the air when we were in our break that when it opens on Saturday at 10, that people are waiting in line because they want to get the good stuff. Because let's be clear about this. This is not a yard sale.
No.
This is not a junk sale. This is some good stuff.
Yeah, these are high quality antiques. It's really, there are some decently priced items, but it's all such high quality that that you're paying for what you get for it. It's the rare items, it's the really good quality pieces.
So how many artisans and antiques dealers do you have coming this weekend?
There's 30 artisans, and then there's well over 60 antique dealers.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's 60. A lot, yes.
60 antique dealers. Is it a big competition?
Maybe, but they don't let us know. And I think they all carry just a little bit different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. So you were saying that originally when this thing started, or most recently, you had one tent, but now?
Yeah, we started with, there was one tent, and the tent's, been getting bigger. And then last year we had just the biggest tent we've ever had, and then now we can't really get one bigger in the space that we have, so we had to add a second tent, which is about half the size of the first one. So
okay, and if we're looking at the houses, we're walking through Zoar Village, and the houses there. Where are the tents located?
They are near the church.
Okay,
the church and the volunteer fire department, and then the artisans are near the schoolhouse.
Okay, so that's, it makes for a beautiful day. And I was also saying this off the air, and I don't mean it to sound derogatory, but there are people who, they love to go to the Balloon Classic, or maybe they've gone years and years and they just want to do something different, or, it's just, they want to do that and do this too. But this is a perfect opportunity to take a little drive south, and it's not real far.
Right. Yeah. Kind of get away from the, the hustle and bustle that, Canton has anyway, because, Zoar is, kind of a slower pace, small town. It's nice to get away. And then, if you do like, antiques or, a wagon ride, it's just really kind of a nice getaway, for the weekend. Or if you do have company in town to go see the Hall of Fame and the festival and everything, it's a nice kind of segue into it and a little bit different than somewhat, not everyone's a football fan, but.
Right.
Yeah.
Something, I don't believe that. No. But something else to do. Yeah, absolutely. It's a great idea. All right. We're going to take a little break here. And when we come back, we'll tell you about the cost and parking and directions on how to get there and much, much more. It's the 45th annual Zoar Harvest Festival, and it is Spotlight on Stark County.
On your radio.
News Talk 1480.
On your computer.
WHBC.com.
And on demand.
To see what's going on in my backyard.
330-450-1480. Canton's Morning News with Pam Cook.
The 45th Annual Zoar Harvest Festival opens Saturday and Sunday, July 28th and 29th at 10 a.m. and the fun continues for 2 days. More than 60 high-quality antique dealers from across the U.S. features juried artisans who specialize in folk art, furniture, and fine crafts. Antique car show, tours, food, wagon rides, and more will educate and entertain the entire family. So the Zoar Harvest Festival is a must. Saturday and Sunday, July 28th and 29th. Visit their website at historiczorvillage.com for details.
Our pets are as precious to us as our family is. They greet us happily when we come home. They provide us with a sense of companionship and are always by our sides. It's been said that a pet's life is a percentage of our lives, but we are all of their lives. And it hurts terribly when we lose our fur babies. Hi, this is Glenn Dumoulin with the Packlay Pet Crematory. In 2012, we opened our pet crematory separately from our human crematory to take care of the families who have suffered the loss of a pet. Every pet is taken into our care with the love and respect that they deserve. Our promise to each family is that your pet will be cremated one pet at a time, and you can be assured that the cremated remains that are given back are those of your pet only. Cost is based on the weight of your pet and includes a container. For more information, visit our website at packlay.com or call us at 330-833-3222. That number is 330-833-3222.
We're cleaning out the warehouse for a huge tent sale at the Half Off and Hot Buy store in Louisville, starting Wednesday through the rest of the week. Everything under the tent is marked down an extra 30% off. Outdoor summer merchandise, furniture, and grills are also an extra 30% off. More markdowns throughout the store. Just look for the signs. And the fabulous BK Barbecue will be on the lot, serving pulled pork barbecue sandwiches and much, much more. Stop in the tent sale going on this week at the Half Off and Hot Buy store in Louisville, next to the Medicine Center Pharmacy. Visit MedShopRx.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
It is Wednesday morning, July 25th. It is Spotlight on Stark County, and Pam Cook here with you this morning. Gary's on vacation this week, and I have in studio with me Tammy Mackey-Schrum, who is director of Zoar Village and Fort Lawrence, and we've been having such great conversations, and I just mentioned off the air that my niece lives in Jackson Township. She's the mother of 4. I think we're talking ages 2 to 11. But her kids love stuff like this. This is the perfect opportunity for kids to learn, by coming down, not only to the festival, but coming to Zoar at any time, right?
Absolutely. Because like I said, we always try to do as much hands-on history as what we can. And we have 2 designated homeschool days that we do, one in the spring and one in the fall. We always welcome public school groups and private school groups as well. If you contact us, we can get you the information. There's local entities that like to give out grants to people bringing school trips to Zoar. And we also do every other year we have a Civil War reenactment, but right around the time when the reenactment would be going, even in the off years, we have a Civil War school day. So we still bring down some cannon. We get the cavalry, we get the infantry, we do drills with the kids. They learn from, people like Abraham Lincoln and, General Custer and different, people that were in the Civil War. So we have a Civil War school day too.
And JD asked if you actually fire off the cannon, and would he be allowed to do that?
We fire the cannon, yes, and then I said, if you want to join the reenacting group, then you can eventually fire the cannon. Yes,
I bet everybody wants to fire the cannon, don't they?
Yes.
I'm working on my uniform right now.
Okay, all right.
Talk about your social media too, because we've been having a good time here looking at a lot of pictures.
Yeah, we have. There's the Historic Zoar Village Facebook page. Fort Lawrence has a Facebook page. And then we're starting to branch out where the Harvest Festival has its own page. And then Mayfest at Zoar also has its own page. And we try to put as many pictures as what we can on there. We all love our jobs, so we're always taking pictures and we want to share that with everyone else. So we try to put as many pictures as what we can. Plus that way you can see just kind of what you missed or what you could be, going to.
Yeah,
so.
It's always good to get a perspective of what we're talking about here and some really cool things going on. And again, the Zoar Harvest Festival is this weekend. Give us the days and hours.
It is Saturday from 10 to 5 and then Sunday from 10 to 4. And that's the 28th and 29th.
Okay, this weekend. And I also noticed on the Facebook page for the Harvest Festival that you have a little ad on there for volunteers.
Yes, we are always looking for volunteers. And a lot of times people think the only volunteer opportunities we have are wearing the historical costume. And I know everybody's not into that.
Mm-hmm.
But we have other things from office help to with the Harvest Festival, help with the setup and teardown. Most of the setup is either in the works or already done, but we could still use some help with some teardown.
Okay, very good. So can they get in contact with you then, I would imagine?
Yes, yeah, and it's mostly short shifts, so it's not like an all-day commitment, but you can call 330-874-3011.
Okay, very good. 874-3011. All right, so let's talk about the festival itself again, because if somebody's just tuning in right now, not really maybe knowing exactly what the festival will offer. So when somebody drives down there this weekend, what are they going to see?
Well, we have 2 antique tents this year with over 60 antique dealers. We have an artisan tent, which has some high quality traditional craftsmen in there. There's different crafters throughout the village. We'll have all of our buildings open with demonstrations. There'll be a horse-drawn wagon ride with living history characters. There's food vendors. Saturday morning is a pancake breakfast that benefits the volunteer fire department. And then Sunday we have a car show.
Man, and there's just that you have it all planned out. You have it all planned out for everyone. You also were talking about the horse-drawn wagon rides. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we have a route that goes through the village, and traditionally in the past, the horses have gone just through the village, and it's a nice ride. But this year we added some living history characters that will pop on and off the wagon and give you the Zoar perspective. So someone from the 1820s, someone from the 1860s, Alexander Gunn, who was a wealthy businessman that decided to move to Zoar, so he'll be there giving his perspective. So just kind of a different element to learn about Zoar as you go through on a horse-drawn wagon.
Yeah, I bet I keep thinking for kids, it's a great thing for kids to learn, but I'm sure there's some adults that could get some good information too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the wagon, it's a really fun ride.
Fun,
anyway, yeah. I went last year to Christmas in Zoar. I've been at Zoar about 3 years. That was my first wagon ride, and it was really enjoyable.
Oh, wow. Very good. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and then again, when we come back, we'll give you all the final details as we discuss the 45th annual Zoar Harvest Festival.
Is credit card debt burying you alive? What if one phone call could help save you thousands of dollars? Years of stress and anxiety. What if one phone call, right now, could help save your family from bankruptcy? We're Credit Associates, and one phone call to us could help save you thousands. Because if you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you may not have to pay it all off. For free information on how we could settle your debt for a lot less than you owe, call 1-800-600-9244. There's no obligation, just free information. Sometimes all it takes to change your life is one phone call. Make your call now and we'll show you, for free, just how much money you could save. 1-800-600-9244. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk to call. This is too important to wait. Call 1-800-600-9244.
She walked into the office with a well-tailored spreadsheet and a handkerchief dabbing at tears of desperation. This dame was in trouble, all right.
Please help me. I need to save the company money and make the office work more efficiently.
I wonder why she never heard of Graphic Enterprises and their managed print services team. So I asked her.
What? Who?
She doesn't have a clue. Well, clues are my job. So I explain how they will analyze the printer volume, investigate their cost of ink cartridges, and then solve the case for money savings and office efficiency.
Oh, I'm saved. Thank you, Graphic Enterprises.
Are you looking for cost-effective, time-efficient business solutions? It's no mystery. Call Graphic Enterprises or visit GEIOhio.com. A little detective work could mean big savings for you and your company.
This weekend in Tuscarawas County, it is the 45th annual Zoar Harvest Festival. If you've never been to Zoar, it is worth the trip. It's not like it's an hour drive or anything like that. It's just down the road. And we'll tell you here in a minute how you get there, but it's very simple. But it's taking place this weekend. And we have the director of Zoar Village and Fort Lawrence, Tammy Mackey-Schrum, in studio with us. And we were talking about, the artisan tents and the antique dealer tents and all of the things. But folks should go to the Facebook page. There's a lot of great pictures here.
Yeah, the Harvest Festival at Historic Zoar Village Facebook page. For about a month, we've been trying to showcase every other day a different artisan on there. And you can see everything from the leather work to the stone work to glass blowers to painting. And we kind of showcase Windsor chairs, felt work, everything that the artisans have. The antique dealers is a little more difficult because their stock is always changing.
Right.
But yeah, you can definitely go on Harvest Festival at Historic Zoar Village, the Facebook page, and see all of, or quite a bit of the different artisans that are coming to the show.
Yeah, there's some beautiful stuff on here. I'm looking at this Liberty stoneware, and it's gorgeous. These are pieces that excuse me, I'm sure if you take a look at this stuff, you'll understand what we've been talking about all morning long. And there's baskets also, and there's an artist, Will Moses, that you were saying does these paintings and then turns them into like puzzles and things.
Yeah, he does paintings that really resemble like the time of the Revolution, early 1800s style of painting. And then he will make a print from that and make puzzles and note cards. He has some books, like children's books, that he will use these paintings for. And it's just absolutely gorgeous, the work that these artisans do.
Yeah, it is. It's really beautiful. And as I was saying, this is definitely, if you want to get an idea of what we're talking about here, and see some of the artisan creations that you might be able to see when you get to the festival coming up this weekend, that would be a great idea. And it's the perfect place to kind of stop and take a look at all this stuff. So again, let's talk a little bit about the hours and the cost and the parking. Let's explain to folks how they get there and how that'll all work.
Yeah, it's July 28 and 29, this Saturday and Sunday. Saturday runs 10 to 5. Sunday is 10 to 4. And then it is only $9 a person, and that gets you entrance to all of our historic buildings, the antique tent, the artisan tent, the wagon ride, everything, all for $9. And then children 12 and under are free.
Oh, great.
So you can bring the whole family out. We have parking available at the start of Zoar and kind of the end, kind of depending on which way you're going, but 5th Street and 1st Street. And then there is a shuttle that runs between. So even if you think you're parking far away, there is a shuttle to get you to either, 1st Street or 5th Street, and in between there's stops. We have just a lot of good stuff going on. There's different food vendors that are the local churches. We have Saturday morning, the Zoar Volunteer Fire Department's putting on a pancake dinner. Sunday, we have a car show, wagon rides, just all sorts of historic demonstrations, all kinds of crafters, vendors, other nonprofits will have booths set up. So just really a lot going on.
There's a beer tent.
Yes, a beer tent. Yeah, it's very,
I'm
very
following
important.
the list here, and then I'm like, hey, she didn't say about the beer tent. And for those of you who are, you've never driven down there, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can take 77 south from Canton or from Starr County area, and you get off at Bolivar, correct?
Yeah, exit 93.
Exit 93, and then if you go to the right, that's where Fort Lawrence is. There's
Correct.
signs. But go to the left, and that will take you into Zoar Village.
Yes, yeah. Or you could go down 800 and then get to 212.
Yes. When you get to 212, hang a right. If you want to take the leisurely way and go down State Route 800, not get on the interstate, which is how I always went. It's a really beautiful, nice ride and easy to get to. It does not take long, and I know that a lot of folks will be surprised if you've never been down there.
Yeah.
You'll be very surprised.
Right. I mean, the village is beautiful, and it's really not. I live in Canton, and it only takes me 15, 20 minutes to get to work, so it's worth it, and you just feel like you're transported to this other time and place, and you just, like I said, other than pictures, you want to put the phone away.
Yeah, exactly. And have a good time and enjoy yourself. Now, if folks want to get in touch with you, if they have questions or if they want to get some more information about maybe volunteering, that kind of thing, JD wants to find out about how he can join so he can fire the cannon. Who should they contact? Should that be you?
Yeah, myself, or we can put you in contact with the right person. We do have a Facebook page for both sites, and then the Harvest Festival has its own Facebook page. So if you contact us through a message on there, we can get with you. And then we have historiczoarvillage.com, our website, that you can send a message through as well. Or, traditional phone, 330-874-3011.
All right, very good. So if you are looking for something to do this weekend and you want to take a little drive south, do it. The 45th Annual Zoar Harvest Festival. It is Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yes.
All right, very good. Tammy, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
me.
On your radio.
News Talk 1480.
On your computer.
WHBC.com.
And on demand.